Good day to you, Rabbi. And is it a good day? The news is full of all sorts of controversial figures. You seem every time we turn around to find some new extreme point of view that says things that most people would be shocked if they heard it yesterday, but today they're going, oh, that person has a good point. Take, for example, all the attention that Nick Fuentes is getting in the news these days. Someone who's been quoted as saying that Hitler was a great guy, and is pushed so far past the moderate conservative and the extreme conservatives way out there in the right in the bushes where nobody can find him, but he's still being heard. What gives with that? Why are people countenancing this kind of language?
For those of you watching and listening, think that Fuentes is reflecting your views. Let me give a quote of his. Jews are running society. Women need to foxtrot up. Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part, and we would live in paradise. It's that simple. So that's what I'm saying to you. Is that what you actually believe? And is that how you want to run society? And do you want to put Hitler in charge? Just remember, first Hitler came for the Jews, but no one spoke up. Then he came for the trade unionists. Not enough. And the list went on till he came and imprisoned priests, ministers, nuns, everyone. Make no mistake, but if you think that Jews are running society and women need to shut the foxtrot up and blacks should be imprisoned for the most part, then send me a text, send me an email. And that's what he's promoting. Now the question we want to address is, by giving him a megaphone, by putting him in the mainstream, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Now, there's a quote from Tolkien that I've always been very fond of because it speaks to this situation almost perfectly. Here is a snake. With safety, can you neither hold on to it nor throw it away? There's got to be another strategy, but I have no idea what it is. Isn't there something that we can do and hope for in the way of sanity and reason in people?
It has to come up front right at the beginning. We can't just let it go. Neville Chamberlain waving that piece of paper. Oh, Hitler won't do anything. I've appeased him. And then look at what happened. And Ukraine. Now NATO is arming up. We're afraid of a Russian takeover. That would not have happened if NATO and Europe had stood behind Ukraine right at the beginning and said, Russia, you're invading a sovereign country. We won't let it happen. There is the key, Joe. And this is that key moment. If we're going to do anything, it has to be now, before it becomes a steamroller. Before what the Nazis did is they sent the stormtroopers, the SS, the Gestapo, wearing masks, covering their faces, rounding up people and taking them away to the concentration camps. It has to be stopped at the beginning. Once it gets momentum, it becomes harder and harder to stop. And I think we're seeing people now standing up. People are now saying, that's ridiculous. That is enough.
And in the latest elections, the sweeps in states like Virginia and the election in New York show that people are starting to use their power of the vote to change the course of things. But is it enough? A large group of people are trying to manipulate the future of this country in a direction that many people sincerely believe is a good idea. And there are parts of it that are a good idea, but they're being used to justify so many bad things. We're a united country a long time ago, and we still are in many ways. Morgan Freeman, in an interview, was once asked, how do we end racism? And he said, stop talking about it. Stop making it an issue. Stop making everybody aware that some people's skin is lighter than others, and some people's skin is darker than others. If nobody paid attention to it, it would go away eventually. And I know for a fact that for some people, my own daughter, I'm very proud of her, that is true. She doesn't see the color of a person's skin. But is that going to work?
You know, you bring up something really neat. Whenever I not pre-register, but I have a doctor's appointment and I fill out the form, it always asks me, am I black? Am I white? Am I not Hispanic? All these questions. Get rid of that nonsense. I think he was spot on because we're putting a floodlight on our differences. I'm going to see my dermatologist. Why do I have to say I'm not Hispanic? Let's get rid of all of that. Let's stop talking about it and let's focus on people and peoplehood. And I think spot on.